Good morning, comrades. Grab your cup of coffee, sit down, take a big sip. Whatever time of day it is, it's always time for coffee. I have some friends that absolutely believe that. Let me introduce yourself. Good morning, Patriots. This is Mike Cook coming to you live from Central Missouri. As you're logging in, checking in, let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching on the rerun, if you're watching me live, let me know. Comment. If you don't comment, I won't know you're there. I don't actually watch the comments live because it distracts me and I'm too chase the squirrel and I want this to be comprehensible. But I will go through and look at them, if I can, and maybe comment if I need to, or, block you if you're a jerk, but that's a whole different issue. Anyways, it is approximately 8:41 a.m. on 1/13/21. I don't know what to call this. Last year was the year the conspiracy theory became reality, but I don't know what this year is yet. We'll have to figure that out. That's yet to be determined. Just a little bit. Might be a little too much right there. Hope you all are having a great day. Look, check this out. Share this video. Facebook is muting me. They might eventually just get rid of me, because they're content creators that are creating an audience. They need to get rid of them because that's a sound business decision. But if you're promoting communism, you don't give a rip about sound business decisions because sound business has nothing to do with it when you're locked in with the current Communist Party. Also, I am on MeWe. Look me up. I'm on Rumble. This will be my primary source for my videos. I will just do them live. They won't go up, but I'll record them and load them on the Parler. Parler doesn't have, or not Parler, Rumble. I also have a Parler account if they're ever back up. And I am on YouTube. My YouTube account is there. All the videos are live streamed also on my YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit the little bell button, and comment. Let me know that you're there because this allows the algorithms of YouTube to spread this around. And more people need to hear a different opinion than what they're getting from the mainstream media. I know plenty of you have turned off the mainstream media and don't really care what they have to say. Neither do I. So let's get into it. What are we going to talk about today? What is going on as we're getting down to crunch time, as the inauguration of Sleepy Joe is coming up, as we make this flag a permanent fixture in the United States of America, as we secede our union to communist Chinese tyrannical rule. Oh, but there'll be UN peacekeepers, so that'll be fun. All in the name of peace. But, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. You have nothing to worry about. All animals will be created equal. Just remember that. Be the mod. It'll be good. It's fine. We're okay. Don't worry about it. It's not a problem. Just put your mask on, get your shot, get in the boxcar. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here, folks. Move along. It's only been happening for the last year. Just move along. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. So what's going on? The media is portraying a picture. They're creating a narrative. If you've watched me for a little while, you'll know I talk about the narrative. The narrative, anytime they're talking about a narrative or they're talking about this is the narrative of the president, or this is the narrative of Nancy Pelosi, or this is the narrative of the Wall Street Journal, or whatever it is, a narrative means a lie. Whenever they have to create a narrative, it is something other than the truth, and anything other than the truth is a lie. That's why they say when you go to court, do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Because anything other than the truth is a lie. It's a lie of omission. It's, when the devil came to Eve and said, eat of this fruit. She said, I can't eat of the fruit because God said we would die. The devil said, you would not surely die. And it was true. She wasn't going to take a bite of it and fall dead on the ground. The devil was correct in that statement. But the narrative of the devil was a lie because they died spiritually. That's the kind of thing that the media does. It's mostly true in some cases. Some cases is blatantly a lie, but they swing it a certain way. The Washington Post says that just asking the question, they really aren't implying, they're just asking the question, will the GOP turn into Hezbollah? And with that picture, what they have this. If you don't know what this is the explosion. A truck bomb went off at the embassy in Beirut in the 80s. So they put this with this, asking if the GOP will turn into a terrorist organization. All the while, what's really going on is the GOP itself, the elected members, the bureaucrats, the people who run the party are capitulating and bowing down to the Chinese communist-ran Democrats. They're bowing down saying, oh, please don't hurt me. Please don't talk bad about me. Please don't kick me out of the country club. You're right. Donald Trump is bad. Their supporters are terrorists. But they're trying to build a narrative, an idea. We talked about some of this yesterday, how they're creating an idea that Trump supporters, that mega people, well, we're the terrorists. We're the ones causing all the problems. Here they said that they're calling out Marvel Comics to cancel Punisher after his logo, that's his logo on the shirt right there in this little cartoon markup. His logo is what some of the Trump supporters have been wearing. But, the Antifa guys wear it too. These young millennials, they like that kind of stuff. But we got to cancel that because, well, MAGA, it's bad. It's bad. Hey, if you're just hopping on, I really appreciate it. Comment, like this video, share it with your friends. Make sure you remember to go to my other resources because I may not be here, especially Rumble. Rumble is where freedom still exists right now, and I can post a video there. I can't do it live, but I can post it there. This is my MeWe account. This is my Parler account if they ever come back up. And let me scroll down because I just added it. This is me on YouTube. So on YouTube, if you're watching me, you can watch me live on YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe and hit the little bell button if you're watching over there. I need to kind of grow that one too. One of the things about me is I've been running under the radar. No one's really paid attention to me, and I can get some of this information disseminated where the other people have been removed. For now, they'll find me eventually and kick me off, and I get to wear that as a badge of honor. They are creating a conceptual frame of the Republican Party as terrorists. More importantly, the Republican Party is in on it. They want to frame you as the terrorist. They laid the groundwork for the past 5 years, repeating keywords billions of times. Now they're mobilizing for suppression. Don't confuse language dominance with the truth. They are manipulating the language. They're changing what words mean. They're just slightly changed this. They just slightly changed that. They put it out there, and then their mockingbird media just pounds it, and then it programs it in your mind, especially the people that watch it every single day, just programs it in your mind. And by golly, when they say, well, mega people are terrorists, they say, I heard that before. That sounds right to me. I got a little video to kind of bring this home. That's all, folks. Project Veritas has released a new video that's kind of interesting. Go ahead. It's hard to understand because, these are hidden camera videos, but they have the words written across there as he says it. So make sure you read close there. Go ahead and hit play on that.
And when Biden wins, we'll go through all the Republican voters and Homeland Security will take the children. And we'll put them into re-education camps.
Amen.
In these times, which are unique. It's close to him.
What are we going to do if we don't like it? It doesn't
Go to the White House and throw Molotov cocktails.
All right, go ahead and pause that. So here's this guy from PBS, Public Broadcast Systems, that you pay for with your own tax money, saying that we need to round up Trump supporters and take their children away from them and send them to re-education camps. You know who else does that? You want to take a guess, anybody? You know who else does that? The CCP does that. They round up the Christians and they round up the Uyghurs, which are, that's with a W, not an N. That's the Chinese Muslims over there in the northern part of China. They round them up. They re-educate them. They take their women and they turn them into prostitutes so that Chinese party men can create children so that they can diverge the bloodline. They want to completely destroy this way of thought. This is what they do in China. Look it up. You don't believe me? Go to DuckDuckGo and look it up. You don't want to use the G word because they'll suppress that. But that's what they're doing right now. And that's what this guy's advocating. You want to go ahead and move to the next one? This guy's advocating that we round up Trump supporters' children. And then when asked, well, what would happen if Biden doesn't win? We throw Molotov cocktails at the White House. He wants to burn down the White House. He probably wants to burn down the country because he probably hates this country. Now, PBS has fired this guy or he's resigned or something because they don't agree with this. But they agreed with it when he was there. Now that they've been caught, they don't agree with it. You got the next one up? Okay. This is the next one. Project Veritas. Another splice of the same guy doing the same thing. Go ahead and hit play.
I'm gonna go home and watch it.
You know, most people are dumb. Most people don't have time. You know, people are working 2 jobs, trying to, feed their families, and less time to watch fun right now.
You got time to be done.
You want to watch
The Kardashians. I'm gonna go home and watch it.
They're dumb. They're dumb. The American people are dumb. They're the enlightened ones. We're the dumb ones. They just want to lead us around like sheep. They just want to tell us where to go. They just want to tell us what to do. It's just the way they are. We're just the dumb ones. And then so they put. I still don't know what to think of this guy. I don't know. I know he's not a Trump supporter, maybe. I've heard lots of rumors about this guy. But this is an interview from some time ago of Horny Dude. You remember Horny Dude? He's been arrested. He's been charged, blah, blah, blah. He was instrumental in pictures of him all over. But this is Horny Dude. Remember, American people are dumb. They need to be led around by the nose. They're just a bunch of sheep. This is what they think of you. And then they make this guy the prominent Trump supporter. This is what they want the world to think you are. Go ahead and hit play on this. Oh, wait a second.
Look, I'm gonna
Okay, go ahead.
post up some video of you dancing and doing your music. Let's talk about the spiritual aspect of what you do. And you'll probably do a little bit here before we get kicked off today.
Sure. So what I do is I practice something known as shamanism. And in shamanism, they sing, they dance, they drum, and they inform the community. They dress up in a way that chases off evil spirits. The singing and the drumming is about chasing off evil spirits because sound actually precedes electromagnetic activity. So when you sing and you drum, especially when you do so really loudly, you end up affecting the quantum realm. And this has been being done for thousands of years to ward off evil spirits, ward off negative timelines, and to basically bring positive energy. So part of the reason why I dress this way is because if we were going to have like a infiltrator or something like that, they'd be a witch, they'd be a sorcerer or something like that on the dark side. So I practice life magic. I practice the light side or the positive side of shamanism. And when they see me, they go, "Oh, yeah, we got a big fish out here. We better not try and stir things up."
Well,
Yeah, that's a Trump supporter. That's a mega guy. Ooh. I don't even know what to say to that dude. I have no clue what he just said. None whatsoever. And there's people's stuff jumping up on my screen again. I don't know how that's happening. Interesting. God is on the move. Amen, brother. But I don't know how that jumps up on my screen. That is... I don't know what to say with that guy. I have no idea. I put that in there because they're trying to build a narrative that that's who you are. You're some crazy cracked out guy with some thorns on your head talking about quantum entanglement of beating drums in the spiritual realm to chase off witches or something. And I have no idea what he said. Now this video, well, let me digress. Before I get to this next video, let me just move on a little bit, a couple here. So this is screenshots that the FBI is warning of armed protests. Remember, we talked about this yesterday, and now it's all over the news. Everybody's reporting this. The Trump supporters are coming to grab your gun, Billy Bob. We're going to D.C. Take out the evil Biden. That's what they want. Yep, boys, here we come. Put the rebel flag in the pickup truck. Let's go, boys. Bring your Keystone Light with you as you go. That's what they're portraying. That's what they're hoping for. They're trying to get everybody all riled up. They're trying to push a narrative. Trump supporters are dumb. Trump supporters are violent. Trump supporters are Hezbollah. Trump supporters are a bunch of Keystone Light drinking redneck hillbillies from Alabama going to come up there to the D.C. and take out them there Democrats. That's what they're trying to say. This is the color revolution. Remember, I've talked more to my friend from Eastern Europe who lived through this. This happened to them, probably caused by our CIA. But this is the steps of color revolution. A semi-autocratic regime, not fully autocratic, which means fascist, provides the opportunity to call for an incumbent leader, or to call the incumbent leader fascist. Our system of government, the bureaucratic system of government, is damn near fascist. But it's not Trump, but they're blaming it on Trump. And the people screaming fascist, the anti-fascists who act like fascists, they really don't hate fascism because fascism is socialism. They hate capitalism. All the things that they say they hate is capitalism. It's liberty. It's freedom. It's the free enterprise system. That's what they hate. Appearance of an unpopular president or incumbent leader. Now, they've been trying to paint this guy he's got 80 million votes. 80 million. That's more than half of American people follow this guy, love this guy, like this guy. That's what they have going on. But they're painting him. Their news reports say that nobody likes him. Everybody all wants you. That we just polled the CNN newsroom, and 99 out of 100 people in the CNN newsroom think Trump's an idiot, along with all of his supporters. That's what they're doing. They're painting the picture, the narrative. United and organized opposition, think Antifa and BLM, which is not grassroots organizations. They are top-down, paid for. Don't you remember over the summer, towards the end of the protest, the protesters started protesting that they weren't getting the checks they were promised? Hello. Effective system to conveying to the public, well before the election, of voter fraud. You remember they was talking about voter fraud? They was talking about Donald Trump better not, Donald Trump better not cheat. Donald Trump wants to suppress voters. Donald Trump wants to, remember, it's all Donald Trump. Then when we get there, we find out it wasn't Donald Trump. It was the other side. Well, that never happened. That never happened. But the point is, they just need to fight. They don't care who blames who. In all these situations, they don't care who blames who. They just need to fight. That's what they need, is the contention a compliant media to push the voter fraud narrative. Now, they're doing the opposite. They're completely suppressing the truth of the voter fraud. But it has the same effect, because when you're getting people riled up and upset, ready enough to call for civil war. Political opposition organization able to mobilize thousands to millions in the street. Now, they have both sides of that. And then they're trying to manufacture, and a division among the military and the police. We have that. We have the Joint Chiefs of Staff that came out, the Chief Joints of Staff that came out and against our president. We've had other military leaders. We've had Tommy Mattis come out. We've had Colin Powell says he can no longer be a Republican. Well, heck, he hasn't been a Republican for 20 years. We have that right now. That all those things, the whole list has been fulfilled. The only thing they need is a push. They need a shove into revolution. I don't know how they plan on shoving into revolution. Y'all get your trucks. Let's go to D.C. and tear this place down. I don't know how they plan on shoving into a revolution. I don't know what they intend to do to make the revolution happen, but they've been preparing for it for a long time, to shove us into a revolution. Go ahead and pull up that audio. Go ahead and I don't want the one at the end, the audio, the one I told you I didn't know exactly where I was going to put it in. The last one. Yes. Go ahead and just hit play on that one. And I want you guys to listen to this guy. And it's a few minutes long. It's the what's it say? What's that say? The Health Ranger Report. If you guys know who that is or not, he has a little segment here that he talks about what happened to Alex Jones. And I'm not a biggest Alex Jones fan. Sometimes I think he's kind of crazy, although he's sounding an awful lot less crazy these days that the world has caught up with him. But just listen to this story. Go ahead.
Ago. That when he was speaking at the January 6th rally, and his organization InfoWars had paid for the speaking platform and the speakers and everything, or partially paid for it. And then the Secret Service had made contact with him there and had told him that they wanted him, after he was done speaking, to lead the march of the people onto the Capitol building. And that they would offer him Secret Service protection as he's leading that march. So we now know that that march on the Capitol building was designed, it was hijacked by the left, who had Antifa and Black Lives Matter, instigators at the front of it, trying to break windows and so on, and breaking into the Capitol building, to be followed by patriots. Well, the Secret Service was trying to set up Alex Jones to be at the head of that, thinking that Alex would fall for it because he wanted to lead the people into this siege of the Capitol building. And then they would be able to arrest Alex Jones and charge him with insurrection or, treason or whatever, sedition. And they would be able to take him off the air. But this false flag operation didn't run the way that the black hats of the Secret Service and other government agents wanted it to run. For one thing, they planted 2 pipe bombs at the RNC headquarters, and those bombs never went off. They had planned to set those off. Something went wrong. Secondly, they started the raid too quickly on the Capitol building. There was tear gas being fired way early, just barely after Trump had finished speaking. Alex Jones wasn't anywhere near the Capitol building when the siege started, and the timing was way off. So they were trying to rush Alex and his crew toward the Capitol building to make sure that he could be part of the siege and then be arrested. But Alex had loyal people around him, and I don't know if he wants me to say who they used to work for or whatever, but it's just, white hat people. and they told Alex, watch out. But Alex also has a really great sense himself about when he's being set up. So what he did is he took his bullhorn, and as he approached the Capitol building and he could see that they were trying to do this siege of the building, Alex was on his bullhorn on video shouting, like, don't be part of the attack, stop climbing the walls, or I'm paraphrasing, or move away from this side of the building, whatever. So he's actually on video saying, don't participate in this attack, and saying, like, we don't want to be violent, we're peaceful, those kinds of things. Well, the Wall Street Journal had an article ready to roll out in advance. And the article said that Alex Jones led the siege on the Capitol building. And the article was citing other instigators in the crowd who had been told ahead of time to start shouting, Alex wants us to attack. Alex Jones says attack. But he never said that. So this was a narrative. And then the Wall Street Journal later had to retract that fake article, but they put it out because they had it pre-written, just like a lot of articles were pre-written about World Trade Center 7.
Okay, so what's going on there is they were trying to set up Alex Jones to be the bad guy, because they thought, wow, if we could just do that, we could arrest him, and then they could have a public trial, maybe a hanging. It would be great. But their whole goal is this color revolution, because what this allows them to do is create chaos, and through the chaos, they can create change. You see, there's evidence from their own propaganda over the last few years that they would call in UN peacekeepers to quash, the uprising in America, to prevent civil war. Because they need the chaos. And I wonder where those, blue hats would come from. There's plenty of opportunity for someone to take advantage of a situation like that. So here's another little video just to show, this video has a little bit of language in it, so bear with it, but it gives you an idea how riled up people are. People are pissed off for real. They wanted to create a narrative. They want to create a problem, but people are really upset. That's for real. I'm upset too. But I just want you to see this old Chucky Schumer, and he's getting it handed to him by a lady. Just go ahead and watch this right here.
I've asked him to call the Senate back. All he needs is my agreement. I'm still minority leader. And his agreement, he's majority leader. And we could come back ASAP and vote to convict Donald Trump and get him out of office now before any further damage is done.
Yeah, damage.
The legislation that passed in 2004 puts a dagger through the heart of this idea that you need unanimous consent for every senator to call back the office.
I'm glad when this one protesters take their hands off me. No, you don't need to touch me. I'm talking to this racist anti-Semite. I am glad I didn't think that the Trumpsters had it in them. I didn't think the conservatives did.
So a heckler chiming in there.
Okay. They didn't play the whole thing. That wasn't the video I thought it was. She goes on and on and on this dude and totally rips him a new one. But the point was, she was upset. At one point, she told the security starts getting close to him, move back. It's 6 feet distance. And they moved back. Oh gosh, it was hilarious. This gal was totally upset. She was on fire about that whole situation. We got another video, don't we? Okay. And she was not happy about that situation at all. She just is fed up with everything that's going on. Now I got one more video because I'm trying to show you that they're building this to a crescendo. They're trying to get ladies like that upset. They're trying to get you to go after the senators and the congressmen and stuff as they're going through the airport. Some of them need to be gone after, but in a nice sort of way. We don't want any harm to come to anybody because we are peaceful. But they're trying to create the narrative that there's civil unrest in this country coming from the right, as the cities burned all summer long coming from the left. I ain't seen no cities burn yet from the right. But go ahead and play this next video, and we'll see how that one goes.
About a solution.
Exactly. So we're not there yet. And I think what we have to remember is Trump is the spiritual, but I will also say operational leader of this domestic terrorism effort. He tells them where to go. He tells them what to do. He tells them why they're angry. And so we need to start at the top, like any counterterrorism effort, which is total isolation of the president of the United States. Impeachment, yes. 25th Amendment, yes. Deplatforming, yes. All of the above. No money, no access to campaign funds. A complete isolation, because as the leader of a terrorist organization is viewed as a loser, as a not winner, it is harder for him to recruit. Look, he's going to have his radical elements. We will arrest them. We will isolate them. But what we have to make sure is that Donald Trump does not have a second act. I know I sound incredibly harsh right now calling the president this, but we are in the tactical response right now. Enough with the let's unity and stuff. This is a tactical effort right now to make sure that we protect American citizens and, of course, the next president of the United States.
A tactical approach so that we can protect the next American president and the people by taking out the current president, even after he's no longer president, and the people who supported him. Well, that sounds American to me. Remember, we're all supposed to unite and hold hands and sing Kumbaya with the new administration that's coming in and be peaceful and happy and love and everything else. But then you hear stuff like that they got to get their pound of flesh for all the evil atrocities done by Republicans and his minions. Donald Trump and his minions. Republicans have been against Donald Trump since day one. And then there's this. This is an executive order signed by the President of the United States on January 11th. It says, today, President Donald J. Trump has declared an emergency exists in the District of Columbia and ordered federal assistance to supplement the district's response to efforts due to the emergency conditions resulting from the 59th presidential inauguration on January 11th, 2024. And my screen will not, there we go. The screen's freezing up on me. It's not letting me do what I want it to do. It said the president's action authorized the Department of Homeland Security, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, to coordinate all disaster relief, which have the purpose of alleviating the hardships and suffering caused by the emergency on the local population. I haven't seen any of that yet. Have you? And to provide the appropriate assistance for the required emergency measures. Excuse me. Authorized under Title V of the Stanford Act to save lives and to protect property of public health and safety, and to lessen or avert the threat of a catastrophe in the District of Columbia. Specifically, FEMA is authorized to identify, mobilize, and provide at its discretion equipment and resources necessary to alleviate the impacts of the emergency. Emergency protective measures limited to direct federal assistance will be provided 100% federal funding. Pete Gaynor, Administrator, Federal Emergency Management Agency, Department of Homeland Security, named Thomas A. J. Fergon, I don't know, I can't read names. And the Federal Coordinating Officer as Federal Recovery, blah, 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 gets into legalese now. So what is he saying there? What's going on? He's saying there's a national emergency in D.C. because of the upcoming inauguration where Joe Biden's going to do a virtual inauguration with 5 or 6 people standing in circles around him and nobody there. Yet we have 15,000 to 20,000 National Guard right now in D.C. setting up fences and gates and coordinating everything off and stopping traffic. We have federal police agents. The National Guard aren't armed, but I was going to put video of this and I forgot about it. We have federal police agencies say police dressed in black, carrying M4s and whatnot, military grade weapons, patrolling the streets right now in DC right now. So what's that all about? What's going on here? Something's not adding up. Unless, what better way? What would happen if Donald Trump sent in the army into DC? Now, I'm just thinking outside the box here, and said, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on behind the scenes, and there may be a violent uprising in DC, but not from the right, but from the left, when they realize who they elected as president and all of the information comes out. What would happen if Donald Trump just sent in all these troops? Well, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and the mayor of DC and all the generals and everybody, oh my God, Donald Trump's trying to take over by force. It's a coup attempt, blah, 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 blah. But if you have the National Guard being called in, being asked for by Nancy Pelosi, being asked for by the mayor, being asked for by the leaders of the Democrats, they're all like going, yay, woo, we got support backing us up. This is great. This is good news. I'm so glad this is happening to us right now. What would happen if, say, under this executive order, Donald Trump deems that there's an emergency, that crazy things are about to happen, that a bunch of redneck Alabama guys are about to show up with their Keystone Light, their picked up trucks and rebel flags, as the media would say, or maybe a bunch of people dressed up like a bunch of redneck guys. Because, usually the redneck guys don't have the pink hair and the tattoos. I mean, they have tattoos, but it's not the same kind of they don't have the anarchy tattoos and stuff. So maybe they're expecting something else. Do you know that Donald Trump can federalize those troops by signing a piece of paper and put them all under his control? Maybe there's a little more to the story that we don't realize yet. Maybe Donald Trump doesn't have to tell Mike what's going on behind the scenes and what the plans are. Maybe there's some other shoe to drop, or maybe not. Maybe Joe Biden is going to be sworn in and we'll all live in commie-land peace for the rest of our lives. It'll, we can get little Mao shirts and we get little Mao hats and we can learn to do this thing, whatever it is they do. And it'll be great. Or why is there 15,000 troops? Has anybody seen Nancy Pelosi? Did she show up yesterday? I wasn't watching. Just curious. Anybody seen her? Huh. I don't know. I don't have the answers. But this is something my friend Brad Barton shared. So did you know that the 19th of January also happens to be National Popcorn Day? What a coinky dink. 17 always said there are no coincidences. I don't know. Maybe true. Maybe not. I don't know. I have no inside source. I have no angel Anon whispering in my ear. I have nobody. All I do is read the TV. I look and see what's going on and say things don't add up to me. There's got to be a different answer, but I don't know what that answer is. I don't have that information. I don't know. Does my wife want to say something?
Yes, I want to say something.
Well, then you have to unmute yourself.
Well, I didn't want to echo in your ear.
You're fine. Go ahead.
So I have a question for all of the trolls and everybody else out there watching. When's the last time in history, documented history? Now, mind you, there's history before documented history because there's a whole bunch of made up stuff and there's some believable stuff and then there's a whole bunch that's been deleted. But anyways, besides all that, when's the last time in history ever that a leader of a country or a president has been kept from speaking to his people, been isolated, that his voice has been shut off? Just a question.
I'm sure there's been a time that's happened during a coup attempt. But what do I know? I don't know nothing. I'm just a little old guy here in central Missouri I'm one of them there rednecks, although I don't drink the Keystone Light. And I'm not jumping in my pickup truck with my rebel flag and heading to D.C. because I smell a rat. And I bet you the multitudes out there that are listening to me right now smell that rat just as much as I do. That this thing ain't right. There's something going on here. And we all know, we all feel it. We know that God can move and God can change this whole thing in a minute. You know, I watched a video. I'm going to get off here just a second. I watched a video the other day, and I'm not going to share it. I'm going to give you a synopsis of it. But it come out of China, and the guy was speaking Ying China stuff. But the subtitles down at the bottom, and I can't verify those subtitles. I had one, the one that came out from Ukraine, where they said that Joe Biden is massively involved in fraud. I sent that to a Russian friend of mine and asked him if the interpretation was correct. He said 100% correct. Well, I don't have anybody that I know that speaks Mandarin that can tell me if that's the correct interpretation go across the screen. So I'm not going to go any further than saying the synopsis. What the guy was saying was that China has massive amounts of information on our elective government that if they don't stop this president, because this president has cut off funding under an executive order that took place in November and took an act on the 11th that ended all of the trading of stock of any company involved with the CCP's military buildup. And that's all the companies in China are tied to the military. You don't get to have a company if you don't tie it to the military. It prevents them from buying and selling stock on American stock exchanges, which is how they raise their cash to spend their money. And if their money stops, they had a dead man switch set. They told these people in DC that if the money stops, we release all this blackmail information we have on you. That's basically the premise of what he was saying. And they have a lot. Photos, videos, you name it. They have it. Not only that, it's been reported, it's been turned over to Donald Trump. So I don't know if that's a fact. I don't speak Mandarin. I can only read the subtitles. Somebody could have been lying. I don't know. It's just some interesting stuff that has come out. We'll see what happens, won't we? Either we'll get to know the Chinese really well, or something else will happen in the very near future. And I mean near future. Remember, Donald Trump did say in his speech behind the bulletproof glass on the grounds in DC before the fake riot happened, in the next 10 days or so, he did say that. He said a lot's going to come out, a lot's going to happen. Hey, if you're watching this video, make sure you share it with your friends because Facebook is suppressing me. Also, go to Rumble, join Rumble. Rumble's where freedom is. Join Rumble, get on there. My videos are on Rumble. If I get kicked off of Facebook or the rest of them, I will be on Rumble. This is my MeWe account. This is my Parler account if it ever comes back up. This is my YouTube account. I don't know how long I'll be there. I'm flying under the radar on YouTube. I'm really not been pushing YouTube. But go over to YouTube, subscribe, hit the little bell. All my videos are live on YouTube also. They're live on YouTube, live on Facebook, recorded on Rumble. Rumble doesn't have a live feature that I can access yet. Shortly, probably. You guys have a great day. I'll catch you later. I really do appreciate all y'all jumping on and watching little old me rant about stuff every day. I do appreciate it. And I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day. And I still expect some popcorn eating time to come along here in the very near future. You guys have a great day.